You're hosting all jumps track meet. That's really rare. Why do this?
For that exact reason. It's just rare. It's never been done before. And at this point, in history, if something's never been done before and you can do it, I mean, it's pretty dope, in my opinion. So, especially in the track world, because track's been around for so long. And to think that no one's ever put this together, either one, it's not going to work, or two, it's going to be a really dope idea, and we're going to be the first to do it. So I'm really excited. And this is something that the jumps community needs. It needs that exposure. It needs that ability to be put at center stage. It's something that they've never had before. So that's why I was like, I've got to do it. I've got to put something together.
Coach Laytham Magaña is launching all jumps competition for the best high school jumpers in the nation. The best high jumpers, long jumpers, and triple jumpers all in the same place, duking it out for the best jumper in America. In this quick conversation, we dive into why he started it, who it's for, and how you can get involved. If you're a jumper who wants to compete or watch, or a coach who believes in more opportunities for jumpers as a whole, this video is for you.
Give us a little bit more insight on what this meet is. Like, who is it for? Who can compete? Is it invite only?
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, the whole parameters around is I want to highlight the best of the best. I want it to be the best jumpers in the country. So it is an invite only meet, which again, I think as we, try to hopefully continue to do this in the future, it can be something that jumpers, when they go into their year, they're like, my goal is to make the jump games. Like, that's something we can annually kind of be like, I want to win my state title. I want to try to qualify for the jump games. That's like something that jumpers, as we progress through this throughout history, they're like, I want to do that. That's why I made it to where it's like, it's an invite only. You got to hit some standards, and the standards will change every year, just kind of depending on things go. Like, obviously this first year, the standards, I did have a bit higher, but I've kind of lowered them a bit just so that I can get that first year one going so people can really see what it's like. But I still got big dogs. I still got heavy hitters. So I'm still really excited about that opportunity. The meet itself, my bad. Now I forgot what the rest of it was about. The question. My fault.
So I was saying, you said it's invite only. Who is it for? Is it for high schoolers?
My bad.
High schoolers. Okay.
So definitely it's for the high school community. I want to try to help these high schoolers, because that's the other crazy part that I've kind of found out through this whole process is we've got guys that are jumping 25-10 and have 0 offers. And I'm like, bro, that makes no sense in the world. So I'm like, let me get all these guys in one central spot, all competing against each other. And then let me get these college coaches here. So I planned it and I scheduled it in a way where at least, the NCAA Division I coaches can attend, the AIA can attend, JUCO can attend, because right before qualifiers for the NCAA Division I level. So that's why I plugged it in on this weekend so that those coaches might miss a meet that they got going on that week, but it's not their qualifiers or their nationals or nothing like that, so they can come and watch. So that was kind of one of the really big things I wanted to do, is give these kids the opportunity for these coaches to come watch them. Because, these guys are rolling around, have no offers. They're jumping 50 feet. They're jumping 24 feet. I'm like, bro, that makes no sense. We got 7-footers with no offers. So I'm just like, that was another big reason why I was like, we got to get these guys opportunities. So that was another big reason behind it.
I think that's really an incredible motive. And that is crazy that you have such talented, successful jumpers that don't really have any looks from colleges. And putting them all in one spot is like perfect, because as a college coach, you're going to be like, well, I don't have to travel all the way out here to go see this one meet. I can just go to the jump games, and everybody's right here.
Exactly. Perfect. It's exactly the motive there.
Yeah. So you've been talking about some of the big name athletes who are jumping 7 foot, 50 feet, and like 25 feet. Can you list some of the top athletes in all of the events?
Yeah. So the guys, it's been a little bit easier to get the guys side of things. The girls, not so much. So I only have a couple of heavy hitters on the girls side, but on the guys side, ton of heavy hitters. Obviously, one of our early commits was Nakia Wilkinson of Florida, the 7'5" and a quarter high jumper. So we got him pretty early, so that was a pretty big move. We got him actually before he jumped 7'5", so that was a pretty big deal. But so we got him. The field currently has 3 50-footers. So there has never really been a high school competition that has 3 50-footers in the same meet that wasn't a national championship meet. So Shyler Chambers, a 50-footer. Zachary Tamale of Georgia, 50-footer. So John Williams III from Texas, 50-footer as well. So, and we also have the number 1 triple jumper in the nation, who's a 51-foot guy, is from Louisiana. So he's talking to his coach about it. They're pondering it. So we could have 4 50-footers in the field on the men's triple jump side. Obviously, we have the number 1 long jumper in the country, Kenji McNair, 25'10" in the long jump. So he'll be there. Just had a conversation with a 7'1" guy from North Carolina. I think his name's Chase. He just committed like a little bit before this call. 7'1" guy in the high jump as well. Harvey Gibson of Mississippi. She's one of the best dual threat jumpers really in the nation. She's a 40-foot girl. She broke the Mississippi State record in the triple jump as a freshman. So she's almost in the 40-20 club. So she's a really elite girl as well.
Is she a freshman now?
Sophomore now. She broke the 40-foot. She broke 40 as a freshman. So she's a heavy hitter. We got a multi-time state champion out of Mississippi in the high jump, Carmela Coulter. She's a heavy hitter for us. So got a couple of top dogs for sure, and hoping in the coming years we can have all those top dogs rolling in.
That is unheard of. Having 7'5", 3 or 4 50-foot jumpers and 25 jumpers all in the same place is like, what?
Yeah.
Man, I wish I could go to that.
A couple of 24 guys too are on the brink. Like we got the Jack Stubbs, he's 24.10, so he's almost to 25. I got Maddox Brown of Hattiesburg, Mississippi. He's at 24.8, so he's almost at 25. A couple of people could break 25. If we had 7 foot, 25, and 50 all in the same meet, that'd be wild.
Hey, that's pretty crazy. I mean, and what a marketing opportunity to say, like, we've got D1 level high school jumpers right now, and they're gonna battle it out, try to get scholarship opportunities, try to get recruitment opportunities, and just try to PR and try to beat each other.
Yeah, a lot of these guys don't.
Incredible.
They have no offers. They have a handful. I've already gone D1, but yeah, a bunch of these guys have no offers, man.
Dang. I mean, and what a better place to PR and get an offer.
Exactly. What a place to go out and show it.
Yeah. And I can imagine, like you said, these guys probably aren't getting much competition within their local meets and their state meets. So, I mean, competition level is going to be high. Oh, yeah.
Sweet.
Why do you think jumpers need more of this type of thing in terms of specifically jumps-oriented meets?
No, yeah. I mean, definitely. I mean, just think a Grand Slam track. They done left out the field events, right? Because they didn't think it was, cool enough or exciting enough. If you're, I mean, obviously as jumpers, we get it. But if you're not a jumper, just go watch. Go watch the jump games. It'll be live streamed. If you want to come and watch it, you can watch it in person. It's going to be electric. When you can watch people just bound out and jump high and blast out their bodies way out into the sand, it's electric. And then it just feeds the energy, right? When you're on track meet and you're running track events, they're next to each other. It's 10 seconds and it's over. That's it, right? But with the jumps, I mean, it's 6 jumps. You're just booming. And when one guy sees another guy go big, it just adds fuel to the tank. And they just keep on pulling that stretch marker out, pulling out that tape. It's electric. Watching somebody jump a bar super high and high jump that they never thought they could clear, I mean, it's so electric. And I don't know how people could think that, something like this can't be done. It absolutely can be done. There's people that love the jumps. There's people that could feel that energy and feel, the passion that these athletes have. So that's why I was like, I mean, we got running lane, we got sprint offs, like we have relay championships, we have all those kind of things. Like they give distance the spotlight, they give the sprinters the spotlight. Like why have we never just given the jumpers the spotlight?
That's true. So what is your long-term vision for the jump games? Where do you see it in 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully the vision is, like I kind of said earlier, like kids want to come to the jump games. Like this first year I've had to reach out. I've probably reached out to over 400 athletes myself, just trying to find them on the internet, any way that I can, Instagram, Facebook, and just message them. And a lot of them have never even opened my message. And some of them have opened it and left it on red. And some of them have gotten back to me and been like, nah, I don't really think it's like that. So hopefully in the future, this could be something big. And people, when they hit their mark, like hopefully Coach Lay's about to DM me because he knows I just hit this mark. And so hopefully from the recruiting aspect of it, people are lining up to come to the jump games where I can only be like, well, I could cap it off at 25, but if I go much more than that, it's just too many people. So hopefully in the future, from the recruitment standpoint, it gets a lot easier from that point. But yeah, I just want it to be something where every year, the distance community, they look forward to the running lane thing they do in Alabama, right? So that's a whole big sponsored event by like MileSpit, and they just partnered up with like Koros, the watch company. So like, I want that to be the same kind of thing where it's this big national level event that everyone attends to. It's electric, it's fun. And it just gives spotlight to an individual event group.
And in that spotlight, what can people see? Like, if you're not really keyed into the jumps, what are people going to see that's different than most meets to try to like elevate the entertainment?
Yeah, like I said, I think it's the whole aspect of just a lot of these guys. When you look at the best jumpers in the country across the whole grand scheme of the nation, they're all over the place, right? Like we got guys that can jump 7'2" out in North Carolina. But there's nobody else out in North Carolina that's jumping 7'2". So this guy just, every meet, he just rolls up. He comes in at 6'8", never has to ever have competition. He just wins all the time, right? Same with the triple jumpers, long jumpers. They're so good, they never have competition, right? So these guys without competition and these girls without competition are competing this well. Can you imagine what it's going to be like when they get people that are on their same level competing against them? It's so much bigger, too, than a national meet because national meets are on the same weekend. They're all spread out all over the country, right? So that all that talent gets, divvied up all over the place, right? Our men's high jump field features 5 guys over 6'10" and getting ready to be 3 over 7 feet. they don't even have that at national meets, right? So this is featuring guys against competitors that they won't see at the high school level ever.
Yeah, I mean, putting them all in that one spot would drive competition.
Exactly.
It would.
Takes them
It's gonna
way further than they have ever been before, just because of competition and adrenaline.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, we just saw it at the what was that? The Ryan Krauser shot put thing. That's one thing that reminds me a lot of what you're trying to do here. Is it's 4 field events. It's putting all of the best throwers or jumpers in the same spot, and it's really driving the competition. You had 2 guys go out and PR by like meters.
Exactly.
On their shot put because I mean, if they're in an environment that is perfect for PRing.
Exactly. And that's when they did that, like I thought of this idea a couple years ago, but when they did that, I was like, that's exactly what I'm talking about. They put all those fans there, all that energy, you know, starting the clap does a lot for these athletes, and that's a lot of momentum and a lot of electricity that just lets them jump further than they've ever been able to capably jump before.
And one question I had, kind of going back to the structure of the meet was, is it going to be 6 jumps? Is it going to be like an elimination style thing? Is it going to be 3 jumps and then finals? What's the structure of it?
Yeah, so the original, obviously, vision was to get a 25-man field. I probably won't get there with it only being a little bit more than a week away. I probably won't get to a 25-man field, but we're pretty close. But the idea is everyone will get 3 jumps in the field. We'll take 9 to a finals, and we'll reseed it. And those top 9 will get another 3 jumps. So for the finalists, they'll get a total of 3 jumps. Or excuse me, the finalists will get a total of 6 jumps, and everybody in the field will at least get 3. But I got a good feeling that that finals, it'll make it fun if we can break it up, because it's just going to drive that, right? If I just gave everybody 6 jumps, then okay, I've got time. But if I make a final and I make a cutoff, they're going to be like, okay, I got to go get it now. So I think it'll make it a little bit more electric if I have a cutoff and a final.
Okay. I think that's a perfect reasoning. Like, even in those first 3 jumps, like, you know, if you have 6 total jumps, maybe everybody's thinking they got time, you know, and they don't really send it.
Yep.
They're going to come out the gate strong if they know they have 3 jumps.
Exactly.
So tell me about the live streaming portion of this, because I know that there's live stream. There's going to be just tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah. So I have a great group in the area that they're loving my idea. They're loving my initiative that I've had here the last couple of years. So I've partnered with them to help me live stream the event. So the idea, now we're going to practice it a little bit next week before the actual meet happens, but it shouldn't be an issue. He said everything should roll real smooth. We're going to have 4 cameras. When we go over to the sand jumps, we'll have a board camera, runway camera, and some side angles. We're going to have the ability to replay the boards, just like it would be at a professional Olympic meet. When they do their jump, we get to see how close they are on the board. We get to do replays, so we get to see the jump over again if they go big. We're in the process of getting animations put up, right? So if someone does go big, or if you want to know who's up on the runway, their name will be underneath them with their best jump so far on the day, all that kind of stuff. So we're really trying to push out the best possible. He's trying to mirror it just like it would be at the Olympic Games. So he's got all the stuff he's trying to put in there to make all the animations look good and nice and everything. We got all the angles. We didn't practice it, but we tried to set it up the other day to make sure everything was good, spacing-wise and all that, with the environment in the background and everything. So I'm really excited. When I told him I wanted it live stream, he's like, I got you. I kind of thought in my head he was just going to put up a camera and we were going to hook it up, and that was it, just that one angle. And he told me he had animations and all the 4 angles, and I was like, that is incredible. So they'll be commentating as well too, so it's pretty fun.
That's really above and beyond. You're giving these kids like a pro level experience with
exactly.
Replays.
That's the goal. I really want this thing to be like, man, why did I not go to that? Why did I leave this dude on red? Like, he tried to invite me and I said no. Like, that kind of thing. Like, I want it to be like giving these kids that opportunity, because they deserve it. You know, they're the best jumpers in the country. They deserve something like that.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, it's like they say, if you build it, they will come.
Yeah.
Like, if you make a great product like this, which seems like it's going to be a great product, especially iterating on in the next couple of years, it's going to be an unmissable meet for most jumpers.
Yeah, that's what I'm really hoping it'll be. I feel really good about it. I've put in a lot of work to try to make it work and try to get as many people down here as I can. And so the only thing that has me a little bit nervous is just if someone doesn't show up, or if fans themselves don't show up. But I'm just being I'm just overanalyzing it a little bit, because a lot of the people in the community have told me they're really excited and they can't wait to come. So if I can get at least 80 to 100 people there, it'll feel like 1,000 when everyone starts clapping and all that energy is there. So I'm really excited to at least get a handful of people there, and it'll be good. We got food trucks and concessions and all that kind of stuff out there too, to help pull people in a little bit more. But I try to do as much as I can to try to get the crowd there, because that's what's going to make it happen too. The competition will make it happen, but if the crowd is there, a lot of these guys at their meets, again, like I said, they get 6 or 7 claps, and they feel good energy from that. But imagine if you had 80 to 90 to 100 people all watching you, that vibe is there, that energy is there. That'll take them far.
Yeah. I mean, a little goes a long way, even for like the clap you said.
Mm-hmm.
Just the difference between normal meets where you got like maybe 10, 20 people clapping versus 80, 90 people clapping is very pronounced.
Yeah.
So the energy will definitely be there.
Yeah, that's the only rule. If you're going to come to the jump games, you got to bring the energy. It's the only rule. Got to bring that energy.
Hey, got to bring that energy. I love it. What do you think the jumping community needs more right now? Because the way that I see it, it's pretty fractured in terms of like, you know, there's pockets of people that really care about it here and there, but, you know, it's not cohesive.
Yeah, I mean, it really just needs initiative. Like when I came down here, there was a really, I guess you could say, dissected, and everybody, there wasn't really real passion and desire. Everyone was like, I just kind of do track and field, right? So when I came down here, I made my own training group. I made my, jump. I tried to help build up the jump community as much as I can. I made it a year-round thing for a lot of these kids. And now, like, a lot of these kids are connected. Like, a lot of these people, they used to be like, oh, I just competed against that guy every meet. And now it's like, no, he's my homeboy. Now we really try to push each other every meet. So, like, it just needs a little push. It just needs a little bit of help. Like, a lot of people, they just get scared to go out there and be like, let's try to push the initiative. So, like, again, with me doing the jump games, it's kind of trying to bring the community together. I got people coming from 9 different states right now to come down here and compete. So we're just trying to tighten up that community. And the more, like, if we bring that energy and we make this community tight at this event, then when we disperse out, then that's just going to make the word go out more. They're like, yeah, I want to do this. You know, Laytham hosted a great event. Like, the jumps are going somewhere. Like, this is just going to help push that initiative of trying to make the jumps get a little bit more of that recognition that they deserve, really.
Yeah, and the more, like, the word spreads through word of mouth, the more people are going to be interested in it, the more people are going to want to come.
Yeah, exactly.
And that healthy competition that you get, like, I mean, I've had friends that I met at, like, camps and competitions that, I mean, I haven't seen them in years, but we're still pretty close. With technology now, it's easier than ever to be connected with somebody, even though you're not physically in the same spot.
Exactly. Well, that's what I think it's great about track is that, like, you can kind of be frenemies a little bit because you're going to see these guys all the time, especially, you know, if you're a top level talent in your state or your area, like, you're going to see these guys all the time. There's no reason to have beef with these guys. Like, you know, be competitors on the track and then be homies when you're off the track. I think it's a good way to really help. It's not like football or something, right? Where like, oh, I hate that guy because he always beats our team all the time, or I hate that guy because he tackled me hard one time. No, we can be a community. We can be connected. I mean, just think about the pros, right? Like guys like Will Clay and what's his face? Why am I drawing a blank? Christian Taylor, right? Like they're teammates, and they were always just going 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, back and forth. Like they could have sat there and hated each other for it, or they could have did what they did, and they just pushed each other. They were great teammates. They helped, you know, lead Team USA to all these medals, being 1-2 finishers all the time. Like that's the kind of vibe that I think helps the community and helps open things up. Even like, I mean, it's kind of a bigger stage, but like Mutez and Tamberi, right? Like two completely different nations. But when they did what they did at the Olympics, that helped. I mean, that was everywhere, right? It wasn't just like that was just a track thing. That went everywhere, right? So when you have a community and when you have people that just decide to connect, it just makes a bigger picture for the jumps, really.
That's true. And speaking of Barshim, that
what's gravity challenge?
The high jump meet, yes. Yep. Has that inspired any of this?
Well, honestly, it didn't, because they started their What's Gravity Challenge like right before, or like right after I had the idea. The whole reason I even had the idea actually was because I think we were at the state track meet a couple years ago with one of my kids, and he was one of the final jumpers left in the competition. It was him and one other guy, and he wanted a clap, and I was like, yeah, give it to him, get the clap going. And we're at the state champion meet. There's like a fence line right behind the high jump pit, probably 40, 50 people sitting there. He wanted to start a clap. Not a single person clapped. And I was like, you got two of the best people in the state trying to contend right now for a state title, and you guys are at the state meet. Like, what are you doing? Like, not wanting to be a part of that? I was like, so that just, it helped drive my motive. And then the running lane championships happens, kind of close in Alabama. And I was like, well, they kind of do that thing there, and they have distance carnivals all the time, and they have sprint offs. I was like, why could we not just do this with jumps?
That's so true. Yeah, it really does feel like every other event has their own opportunities.
Yeah.
But there's not that much for jumps,
yep.
Sadly. Speaking of that, what do you think of that? How jumpers get less competition opportunities, less opportunities than sprinters or distance runners?
Oh, my bad.
Why do you think that is?
Honestly, I just think because it's a lot. I mean, this might catch some heat, but it's a lot harder to be an elite jumper than it is to be an elite sprinter or an elite distance runner, right? Like at the end of the day, yes, you can train hard and run fast, right? But it's not like that with the jumps, really. The jumps are so technical that it's just like if you can be as strong and athletic as you want to, but if your form and your technique ain't right, then you're not going to be a very good jumper. So I think it makes it a lot harder to match up these guys against top jumpers or have a lot more jumpers in the same area, because it's like you have to really give this your effort. You have to really focus on it. You just really hone in on it, practice it. It's not like you just grab a random football player that was fast and you put him on the track and he runs a good 100, right? So you could find anybody that can run fast, but you can't find very many people that can really blast out big jumps or jump over a high bar, like that kind of thing. So I think it's a lot harder to just hone in on that talent, because it takes a lot more than just skills and athletic ability to be a really good jumper.
It does take that technique. I mean, it's definitely more complicated than sprinting. There's more variables, and it's like Boo Schexnayder say, if you're going to be a good jumper, you got to be a good sprinter first.
Exactly. It puts two aspects into it. That's everything I've learned. Like I'm a relatively young coach, I guess you could say, 4 or 5 years now. But you can't be a good jumper if you're not fast, and you can't be a good jumper if you're not fast. So I think that it adds both aspects. Like you can be a 10-8 guy in a 100-meter and still only go out there and dump 20 feet because your technique's terrible, right? So it adds two aspects to the event. So it's just like it's not like you can just go out there and do it, right? There's some people that can, but you're not going to go really far if you don't have both aspects of both speed and technique.
Going back to the structure of the meet, one thing I forgot to ask earlier was, where is the meet?
Yeah. So I've got the meet happening in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. Maybe in the future, we can have it at more of a big stadium, a more, I guess you could say, like memorable area. But just for the time being, I'm the coach at Ocean Springs High School, so I was able to get the stadium and be able to use it for a reasonable reason. So that was kind of why I had it in Ocean Springs. It's also, I guess you could kind of say I got a little bit lucky this year that a lot of the best jumpers in the country are from the South region. So the number one high jumper in the nation is from Florida. The number one triple jumper in the nation is from Louisiana. So I got a little bit lucky with some of the talent being here in the South region. But that was kind of why I had it here. And I put it on May 24th because, like I said earlier in the weekend, or earlier in the interview, was good for colleges to be able to sneak in there as well. So that was kind of why I structured it the way that I did.
Have you been reaching out to college coaches to try to get them to come to this meet?
Yep. So I did. I emailed each of the southern area coach or southern conferences. So like the ACC, the Sun Belt, the SEC, all these southern areas. I tried to send emails out to each of their jumps coaches, and a lot of them have reached back out and said that they'll try to attend or they do plan to attend. And the word's gotten out, and obviously it's gotten out onto Instagram and stuff too. So people from even the more northern areas are coming down. Like a couple of Mountain West teams are trying to come down. So it's definitely getting the reach out there. I can't promise anything, but at the end of the day, we'll see who shows up. But a lot of people have expressed interest in trying to come as far as coaches wise.
That's great. Like we said earlier, getting that exposure for the athletes is going to be really a big part of this.
Yeah.
Put them all in one place and just allowing coaches to flock and the athletes to show what they can do.
Mm-hmm.
How do you plan to make this a viewable experience for the people in the community who may not know what jumps are about, but still want to come out and support and get that clap going?
Yeah, definitely. So like I said, that for the people that can't make it, that's why I really wanted to get the live stream out there, because even if the people can't come down to Mississippi and watch the event, they still could see it virtually, which is going to give them that maybe initiative next year to try and come watch it in person. But as far as the in-person viewing of it, I mean, I think I'm going to set it up a really good way. That was another reason why I did like our stadium, is our stadium has a fence line right next to the sand pits. So we can pile in almost 200 people right there next to the sand and the runway. And I'm also going to put smaller bleachers on the inside of the field next to the sand. So I'm going to try to put these people on top of both sides of these jumpers, so that energy is literally right on top of them, like if it was like a basketball game or something. So I want that energy to be right there. So it'll give the viewers a unique viewing experience too, because a lot of times you have to watch track meets from way up in the bleachers and you don't really get to see what happens. So I'm putting the fans and the viewers right on top of this thing, so they can be right there when these guys are jumping.
I think that's perfect.
Yeah.
That was one thing about the Ryan Krauser shot put competition, was that everybody was right there, and it made it feel like more impactful. The audience was more impactful because they were all right there instead of being like way out in the stands. So the clap will be more impactful. The cheering will be more impactful. Whenever somebody hits that jump, everybody going, "Ooh!"
Oh, yeah, exactly.
It's gonna be loud.
I can't wait till that happens, because we got some big dudes. So when one of those jumps comes, it'll feel electric.
Yeah. So just to start to wrap it up, what ideas do you have moving forward to try to innovate on this competition? I mean, I don't want to jump the gun here and be thinking about next year before this year happens.
Right.
But what are some ideas that you had to like really develop this into a big thing?
Yeah. I mean, I would ideally, I would love some sort of sponsorship. I think that'd be really big. Like, say for example, I could get one of these guys goes real huge, and say they're not seniors, so they're an underclassman. Say one of my underclassmen, say they jump like a 50'9" or something, right? So it's one of the top national junks this year, but he's only a junior, so he comes back, right? In the future, if we could land some sort of sponsorship for some of these guys, or have a bigger track-related company sponsor the event, I think that's something that could really help push the initiative and get this thing out there. Because all those national meets, obviously you got Nike and Adidas, and all those things are sponsored by bigger companies that are involved in the track world. So hopefully down the line we can try to get a Nike sponsor or Adidas sponsor, something like that. It doesn't have to necessarily be all the way at the top of the totem pole, but something like that could help, for one, fund it and make it a little bit more of the ideas that I did want to do that I probably won't be able to do here in year one. I really wanted to do some sort of electronic board player introduction to make it really electric, but I don't have the means to be able to do something like that. But I'll still do something along the lines of a player introduction. It just won't be as grand and spectacular stuff like that. But yeah, that's kind of what the initiative that in the years to come, hopefully we can get this sponsored by a big market.
Nice. It does seem like this meet is going to be turning into something special that people are going to be able to come to every year, and I am very optimistic about it. So yeah. Great job. I'm super excited to see what's going to happen this year. And tell the audience where we can find more info about the meet.
Yeah, so all the meet information is going to be on the MileSplit homepage. So I posted the meet on MileSplit because it'll eventually get results and stuff will be put onto MileSplit, so you can put it into the national ranks and the history books and stuff like that for people. So all the home information page has everything you need on it on that homepage at the MileSplit. So you just go to milesplit.com, switch it over to Mississippi, go to the Mississippi calendar, and it'll be right there, the jump games. And you can drop down that homepage information. It's got everything in it that you need to know about the meet.
Big shout out to Coach Laytham for making this happen. All of the info to register is in the link below, and we will see you on the runway. And if you're an athlete looking to compete next year or in the coming years, then we've got just the thing for you to help you improve your skills. Our new Jumper Elite community is going live. Personalized programs, analysis of your jumps, and everything that you need in order to improve yourself and hopefully get into this competition next year. And for a limited time after this video, if you use the code JOIN19, you can get your first month for only $19. If you want to invest in your future and make your jumping dreams happen, then this is the best way you can do it. Again, hit the link in the bio and JOIN19 is the code. Thank you for watching.